10 days to race across the West. I am shooting a short video with you right before I go and crash for the night because it's been that kind of day. Sometimes life is not optimal when you compare it to how it could be, but in life we deal with what is and not what could be. And if we spend too much time thinking about and contemplating how life could be, we miss out on living with what is. I'm guilty of doing this in moments for sure, wishing that things were different or that things weren't happening the way that they were or that they were happening a certain way. But one thing that I do have a strength in is optimizing the day and the week in a way that's true to the context of what we have in front of us. And this was one of those days. My wife was getting home from a trip. Her flight got delayed several hours, so she was home a lot later last night than she wanted to be. And at the same time, I forgot about a family party that we had tonight that we were helping with. So the plans for bike riding and different parts of the day kind of just went down the drain, and we said, okay, we didn't consciously do this, but this is what happens. It's the whole rocks and sand in the jar analogy that you hear, that you have to put in the big things first or else you run out of room for them. And we've done this enough times in life, balancing so many things that we have going on and that we're passionate about, that we've learned you have to prioritize the big things first. So right now, big thing for me is cycling. Biggest thing for us is family, and yeah, rest and health and life, and all these other things. So we have these big things where I don't want to just leave my wife after she's been gone from a trip. I wanted to spend some time with her, so I usually ride longer on Saturday mornings, but I got off to have breakfast and spend time together, thinking that I'd have more time in the afternoon, but then we had to balance the afternoon party stuff and my wife helping out with that. So we just kind of slowly stacked the day together. And basically what happens is that all of the small things kind of wash away. And guess what? Life is okay, and we are the most happy because we're doing the things that are the most important, but we didn't do some of the small things that we wish we had time for. Hence why I'm doing this short video. Instead of, I wanted to sit down with my wife and talk to her about crewing for me and chief crewing for me and all the work that she's doing for that. So that will become shortly in one of these days, but wanted to just sit down and talk a little bit about how you prioritize and how you have to do the big things first to make those things work, and everything else works out. Some days you have time for all the small things, some days you don't, but you can't make back the time that you miss on the big things. I got out on the TT bike today and tested out some more of the components of it. It's still not all put together, but I did a race pace, so really easy, low zone 2, just kind of out there testing out if everything's working, if the position works, all that type of thing. And everything looks really good, ran really smoothly. So now I just gotta get a couple more of the pieces put together for that. This next week as we're getting ready, I gotta get out on the road bike a few times and make sure it's all stress test and good to go. And then I just text my crew tonight and said that I'm in my pre-race protocol, if you will, meaning that I'm going to be avoiding anyone who is sick. I'm going to be washing my hands a lot. I'm going to be simplifying my diet. I'm going to be doing all of these things to make life as smooth as possible for the next 10 days so that I come into the race healthy, body is happy. And for this one, even more so than I do for other races, rested. I'm going to start working on banking sleep, getting more sleep than I usually do, starting tonight. And then especially next week, I'm going to prioritize sleeping more than usual. And there's some science behind, you can't really make up sleep, but you can actually get a little bit ahead on sleep. And so I'm going to try and get ahead on sleep so that I'm rested and ready to go for the race. All of these little things that stack together to make the race work. So this is 10 days out. Let's go.